Welcome everybody. Today we're going to do some ARK music, my old band ARK. This is the 20th anniversary of the release of our second album, Burn the Sun, this year. Alright, so this year I'm going to do some videos and online lessons, a bunch of stuff to celebrate the release of Burn the Sun. So today I'm going to show you the verse of a song called Resurrection. Resurrection is a strange arrangement. We change tempos. There's a Latin influence in some of the grooves. There's a Frank Zappa influence on the chorus. There's a lot of metal thrown in there. Now, ARK was one of those bands where, I used a lot of Afro-Cuban rhythms, African rhythms, Indian rhythms, world rhythms, Latino, Brazilian. But if you put double bass under those, no one knows that it's from Brazil. A little trick. Anyway, so ARK Burn the Sun, we did it in a place called Celle, Germany. It's near Hanover. I was out late last night. I got a big hangover. Anyway, Hanover with a producer named Tommy Newton. Great producer. And Tommy was like the sixth member of the band. So we had a live room where we would track the drums. And it was before people were using Pro Tools and Cubase. So I would start at the beginning of the song and play to the end. Oh, what a concept. They don't do it much anymore. But there's something beautiful about doing that. If you get that perfect take, it feels great the whole way through. Anyway, Tommy was very into this album, and we would record a song on the drums and then present the next song to him. And a lot of times he was like, it's almost there. It's almost there. It's not ready yet. And he would say, go in the other room and write new stuff and bring it to me. He talked like that. Anyway, so me and the guitarist, Toro, we would go in the other room and we would bang out a bunch of stuff, put it on, record it, bring it to Tommy, and hopefully he approved it. With Resurrection, he wasn't happy with the verse and the pre-chorus. So we were writing and writing and writing for hours, and I only had one pair of these ProMark hot rods, which are amazing. I brought them from New York, brought them to Germany, but I had one pair. I shouldn't have did the whole writing session with them because it ended up looking like this. Okay? So I didn't know what to do. I couldn't use the hot rods, but I wanted a biting sound on the snare. It's like you're eating a saltine cracker. Crack sound. I didn't know what to do because if I used a stick here, it was going to be, uneven. So I always considered myself the MacGyver of drumming. So I MacGyvered this hot rod, and I put a little screw and I taped it on, and it ended up sounding beautiful. Worked out great, all right? So I'm going to break this pattern down for you. I got the idea from Phil Collins. For those of you who don't know, we salute you. Brian Johnson, how do you do it, man? Anyway, for those of you who don't know, Phil Collins is the drummer on Feed the World. Feed the world. Yeah, Phil Collins, man. A long time ago, I saw a video of Phil in the studio recording this thing. And he had a crazy ghost note pattern, like, and it was beautiful. I always wanted to use it. So that's what I did. I used kind of a Phil Collins influenced Feed the World rhythm on the verse of Resurrection. Okay? So, also I gotta say that ARK Burn the Sun was the first album where I feel I sounded like me. I finally accomplished it. I had me on a CD. Finally. I did a lot of studio work before, and most studio work I would fly to the studio or drive to the studio, record the track, come home and wait months, get the product in the mail. A lot of times I call them frisbees. I'd be in my car, I'd listen to the first or second song, pull it out, bad mix, throw it out the window like a frisbee. Woo! So there was a lot of frisbees. ARK Burn the Sun was non-frisbee. It's the first album I could finally hand to someone and say, listen, I didn't have to go, hey man, don't listen to the second song because, I could have played better fills. Or don't listen to the third song, you can't hear my bass drum. It was none of that. It was hand it to someone and say, check it out. And usually people dug it. Okay, so ride cymbal is going to do 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. And typical Phil Collins, always hi-hat. kick drum is going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the tricky part. We're going to put in the ghost note pattern. So, like the Beccaro groove, like Jeff Beccaro plays in Rosanna, the accent, or the 2 and 4, is going to be a backbeat, but after you have to do a ghost note. Okay, important, you can't go. So you can either use a rim shot and a ghost, or just hit it harder. When you're practicing this thing, in my opinion, the slower you can play it, the more badass you are. Light, look at that, man. Anyway, okay, so the rhythm I'm going to change for the second part. The rhythm on the kick, it's called a bumba. A bumba or a mambo. If you put them together, it's actually a bombo. Ho ho! Anyway, let me get that hot rod. Here we go. So, now, bass drum rhythm. Very, very Latino feel. That's your rhythm. Now with the ghost notes, I'm going to play it slow. Okay, both parts together. And that's Resurrection.